Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another.
Hey, I'm talking here. Hey, I'm trying.
Hey.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Concord.
I'm trying to do my opening message.
Hey, what's going on here?
Come on.
I'm going to saw cut a floor.
I'm going to work the property. I'm trying to greet all my.
I got all these people trying to listen.
Viewers. Come on.
Well, I remember when I was 44. Good for you, Steve.
Hey,
Just
thanks.
joking around a little bit.
All right.
Steve's on his way to his property for his gun range.
My dad's going to saw cut job that we poured yesterday.
See
Have
ya.
fun.
Okay, so I'm out here on the floor that we poured yesterday, getting ready to do my saw cuts, and I'll go over my cut layout real quick. Center between the garage doors, between the drains, the two bays. So we know it wants to crack right in here, as well as, excuse me, as well as down the center. Now I wish these drains were back about 2 feet more centered in the floor, but they're not. They're up a little bit for whatever reason. There may be a reason. They may want storage against the back wall, so they held the drains forward. So we know that the crack's gonna come off of these corners somewhere. So we need one done connecting the floor drains, as well as from this floor drain, a slight angle to this corner. We know it wants to crack off of this corner, the floor drains, center, and then that would make this bay extremely big. That would be from wall to cut would be about 18 feet. So I have 10 feet from wall to cut, so I came 10 feet from cut to cut, and then we'll leave this 8-foot remainder. So we have two same size pads and one a little bit smaller. I think that's a nice layout. Should give us plenty of protection. If we didn't do this last night, we'd wake up and there'd be a hairline crack right here. So we put this cut in yesterday while we're doing the floor, and we choose to saw cut everything else. A little bit easier that way. We can move quick at it, as well as we have a skinny saw cut through the floor rather than a bigger tool cut. These hold some dirt. People complain about that. So we keep these to a minimum and we saw cut it the next day. We don't use zip strip in garages because it's real hard to keep those perfectly straight. You get a little bit of wiggle in them, and that doesn't look real good in a garage floor. In a basement floor, it's okay. It's going to get covered. Nobody really looks at it. The key there is just for the crack protection. So I'll go ahead and set the camera up and start making my cuts. I don't know if I mentioned in here, we'll just do one center cut off of this floor drain. This is a little bit big, but it's definitely acceptable. It's probably 15 by 15 feet. This one is about the same, maybe a little bit smaller. Again, they held the drain up forward. Inside, the thickness and the rebar that we have in there, 15 by 15, is the biggest that we want to go, but it would be okay. Okay, so that went pretty well. I used the soft cut saw. Brand name, I believe it is just Soft Cut. Give you some detail on this. It's a real nice light saw. Has a Subaru engine on it. I replaced this engine once. The machine is very old. It's got to be 15 years old or better. Great cutting machine. It's nice and light. One person can pick it up and carry it. The blades, I think they call that a 5.5 inch blade. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's 5 or 6 inches. We usually cut about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch deep when we're cutting same day or next day. It's just real easy to operate. Got the lever up there to drop the blade, manually push it, and just use the guide to follow the chalk line. Pretty simple saw, nice and light. That's why we like it, and it's real durable. So Soft Cut X150 if you're looking for a saw. Knickerbocker sells these in Pittsburgh, Knickerbocker Russell, and they're real good priced. And if you're looking for one, look those guys up and they could answer any question on it. I have one little cut over here to do, then I'll start clean up. And as always, my chop saws, I don't think anybody can compare with Stihl. Just a great running machine. That's a 14-inch blade. You know, you could cut every bit of 6 inches deep with that. Plenty of power. So, works real well. I was cutting inside today. Definitely use ear protection and a good respirator. So, I'll get cleaned up here, and that'll wrap up this floor project. So as always, thanks for tuning in to Conquer with the Hosses. If you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe, tell some friends, keep this channel growing. Thanks again. So I ran back over here to Mike Morgan's house. We poured this pad yesterday, setting up real nice. You can see how the second truck still a little bit darker. The guys did a real nice job of blending the broom marks. This will all fade, but you want to see the same texture here as here when doing that. So they just do a light pull or push, push, and then sweep it up to blend that together and real nice. So this pad is 24 by 24, real simple, saw cut each way, middle and middle. So I'll go ahead and do that. I think something's growling at me down over the woods there. Did you guys hear that? So I got a little wiggle there at the end on that one and that one. Something I'll point out, it didn't happen on the floor, but on the broom finish, that wheel gets hooked on debris and pulls sideways. So just pay attention to that. I mean, ever so slightly. And ever so slightly. But it is something to, maybe watch out for. This one looks real nice. And this one looks real nice. Okay, finished up here at the Morgans again. I'm always in such a hurry to get started. This is our next project. So this is before we even get the machine off of the trailer. This gravel driveway is going to get all turned to concrete. So it's about 90 feet long. I think we're going to do about 12 foot wide. And then we're going to do a nice parking area down here. 70 feet by 14 or 16 feet. We're getting a lot of water runoff through here. So we're going to go ahead and run a French drain right in here. We're going to put a surface drain in the landscaping right there. We're going to pipe it all over that hillside. So in the next couple of days, that's what we'll be working on. And wanted to get some of that footage before I start digging. So thanks for tuning in to Concrete with the Hosses. Hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so that's how I'm going to leave it for today. I don't even know what it is, about 2 or 3 o'clock on a Friday. But that's going to be the driveway line right there, rolling up to the house. All over there, it goes all the way back to my machine, as well as coming up here. We had just talked about turning that shed. So I might come out tomorrow with my forks, scoop that shed up and turn it so the doors are facing this way. That's a maybe. A little bit more digging up here, but we're going to go ahead and get a couple cement trucks in here before we really lower this. So decent Friday for us. We started at that garage, went over to Morgan's house, and then here. So ready for the weekend. So enjoy yourselves, everybody. See you on the next one.